once the story started to come out, you started hearing that this kid was, Shitty Cuz, aka Eric Holder, or Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz, was a street name, was in and out of mental institutions. And you actually are in a film that talks about mental illness and the prison system. Can you talk about that?
Yes, Michael Barbie, great director, having a celebration, getting him an award tomorrow.
Right, the D.D. Hirsch event?
Yes, the Hearst event.
Right.
And he courageously, the mental illness problem in our nation is vast. Under Mr. Reagan, a lot of institutions were closed down.
Right, so all these people in mental institutions in the
street.
80s ended up just becoming homeless people.
On the street.
So you're mentally disabled in a home being taken care of by medical professionals, and now you're on the street self-medicating and begging for money and doing whatever other crimes to get by.
Yes.
Because you can't really go get a job when you're talking to your voices all day long.
I think it's a tragic situation. I hope someday it will be addressed, because Michael Barbie talks about it in a way that is profoundly moving in his movie. And he talks about some of his experiences and people that he knows.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a wake-up call, and I think it's a voyeur experience into this whole process of mental illness, which it's multi-layered,
Well, they actually apprehended Eric Holder in a mental institution 2 days later. And, now you have Chris Darden representing him from the OJ trial, which is craziness as well. But if I was a betting man, I would think that his defense is going to be that my client is clearly mentally disabled. He just shot a celebrity in the middle of the day with dozens of people around and cameras everywhere. Clearly he's not sane to do something like this. And we're not, at the end of the day, we're not going to know what really happened. But this is probably what I think is going to happen in terms of a defense. And whether it's true or not, we don't know.
We don't know really what happened totally. The major thing is not going to bring Nipsey back.
Absolutely not.
And my focus is how can we create examples that follow Nipsey's example? How can we get more people to care enough to commit to our community on some level? In whatever way we can. Whether it's like what LeBron is doing or what other people are doing. I'm trying to do with my foundation. Other people are trying their best to. I actually think we are responsible for our children and our children's future.
Well, absolutely. And, you've lived long enough to have seen the great black leaders get murdered over and over again.
Yes.
From Malcolm X to Martin Luther King to Nipsey. Who am I forgetting?
Well,
you could even expand it to the John F. Kennedys, the Robert F. Kennedys, the people that try to stand for something.
It's my book. I talk about this, as you know.
Yeah.
And the loss of what they provided for us. A lot of these men and women, from Rosa Parks to others, hope. The fact that they stood up and that they were our voice to the voiceless, of the voiceless, gave us hope that things could change. And I think their deaths reaffirmed our suspicion, unfortunately, that things are not going to change in a substantial way.
Yeah.
But the fact that they stood up, and I think Dr. King and Malcolm knew that they were not going to live. I think that they were willing to sacrifice.
I think Tupac as well. That's another person who I forgot to mention.
Yes.
Yeah, from everything that I've heard from people around him, there was an urgency to hurry up and get these songs out because he's not going to be here much longer.
Right.
Let me hurry up, and I need to keep recording because this has to be documented before I go,
Right.
and I'm going to go soon.
And I just think that those acts of courage should never be forgotten.